Hello everybody, and welcome to another Minecraft video. I know it's been a while, but I am back recording an Applied Energistics mod spotlight. It's a new up-and-coming mod in the Feed the Beast mod packs, and I figured I'd do a little review on it. This is 1.5.2 beta mod pack without GregTech, and yeah, let's just start off. So Applied Energistics adds just one world gen block actually, and that's this guy right here. You can mine him with, I think, a stone pick at the least, and iron will just plow right through it. And you get Certus quartz. It's a Certus quartz ore. And then we're also going to need the nether quartz from 1.5, so we'll just grab some of that. Now, this stuff is used. Applied Energistics is mainly for a sorting type mod, a automating mod, a bunch of stuff that you kind of need when it comes to Feed the Beast. A lot of it actually takes over what Red Power could have done, and since that's not updated yet, this is a good mod to have installed. But let's take a first look at the ME chest. And this guy, as you can see, we can't place anything in it. He has a little bigger inventory, so that's kind of cool. It's got some configuration, sort by, some other tabs, but he can't work unless he has some power. And all the things on Applied Energistics can run either on MJ or EU, so whatever abundance of power you have, use that. So we're just going to stick a redstone energy cell down, and he will power this guy. Now, as you can see, we still can't place stuff in it. That's because there's nowhere for the items to go. So we're going to need a storage cell. And there are a 1K storage, 4K, 16K, and a big 64K. You can see that they can all store 63 types of items, but the 64K can store the most of that type of item. Now these are pretty expensive to make. For the 64K you're going to need the storage cluster, which is a bunch of these storage blocks and a ME advanced processor and all kinds of crazy stuff for that. But the 1K is pretty simple. You just need the storage cell, which is some of the Certus quartz, this ME basic processor, which requires some gold, some silicon, which is from smelting Certus quartz dust. Certus quartz dust can be gotten from using the stone grinder from this mod, or if you have thermal expansion or industrial craft, you can use the pulverizer or macerator for that. But pretty easy to make. You also need the quartz cutting knife, which is very simply 2 sticks and some quartz and iron. So yeah, let's grab just a simple 1K to start, and if we stick him in there, he's going to go right to the top, and you can see we can actually store items in here now, which is kind of awesome. Now, you may be thinking, why would I go through the system of fighting powering this thing and making an advanced thing? And well, this is kind of cool. You can store multiple things of cobblestone in here, so you can see it's only taking up one thing. And if you check out this, we're only using 3 types of items, but we are using up some of the bytes. So you can see you can store a lot of stuff in these chests just on a 1K, so that's kind of awesome. Now, what you can do is you can see you can easily pull out of there. You can tell your what am I doing? You can tell your storage cell what it can hold. So if we said do cobblestone and diamond swords, and we format that, we then actually we can name it too. So Alexa kids chest, or chest, that too, and then we no, whatever, format that, and then if we stick him back into our ME chest, it will then only accept us doing cobblestone. You can see this won't fit in here. So now if we move on, we're going to get to a more advanced Applied Energistics thing called an ME network, or ME system, ME whatever you want to call it. So let's see what we can do here. It's going to start with this little block right here, which is the ME controller. You can see he's offline because he doesn't have any power. So let's just grab our redstone energy cell out of here. We'll place him down. You can see he gets power pretty fast. Now he's using 6 units of energy per tick. So this is just going to continue using up energy, and you can see this guy's losing a constant amount, but you're going to need a good amount of power to run these systems. They're kind of endgame, and they use a lot of stuff. So let's grab all of this. I know it's a lot of stuff, but I'll explain everything. This is your disk drive. You can place down the storage cell, so I'm just going to grab a 64K out of here so we can fool around with that. And we'll stick him right in there, and you can see he shows up right there. When he gets full, that'll actually change orange, so that's kind of cool. But you can see this is now using 10 units of energy per tick because we added this guy, and it'll tell you exactly everything that's connected to the system. So now if we put down our ME chest, you can now, well, he should be able to get power. Maybe he still needs a thing. But if we place our... if we place our stuff in there, if our storage thing, and then we place down our access terminal, this guy can actually access the stuff from the ME chest, which is kind of awesome. So we can see our cobblestone and our ME terminal. We can also throw in a bunch of other stuff, and you can see that it's all being put on this disk drive. So you can see we're using a bunch of bytes, and we're using 4 different types. So you need to get a bunch of these storage cells in order to store all of your items. You can see this is now using 12 units since we added our access terminal there. But that's pretty neat. Now these other things, I will show you what they do here in a sec. And I'm screwing all this up. So let's grab him, and let's show you what these guys do. Now the crafting terminal, their monitor, this guy will tell you, I'll explain that in a sec actually. The crafting terminal, however, we can take our items straight out of our ME network and place them right in here, and then we can just craft a bunch of, you can see our numbers up top are going down. We can just craft straight from all of our items. Now the other thing that you actually can do, if we were to search a furnace, you can do the, if you control R on that, you can then shift left click on the question mark and it'll put the recipe in there for you. So that's kind of a little cool thing that Applied Energistics added in, the support for that crafting way. Now this guy can actually show you how many of a certain item you have. So if we take all of our furnaces out and then we put them here, we now have 0 in the network. But if we stuck these guys back in, you can see we now have 3 in the network. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, that's basically all of the normal blocks you use in your ME system. And yeah, let's get on to something more complicated. Now, ME cabling can be used to connect. Now these guys are all connected, so they're just going to automatically connect to all of each other. But if we add the ME cable, you can then put something here to connect to the system. Or how we're going to do it, we're going to connect to this guy. Now this guy is the crafting terminal, and he's kind of awesome. We're going to just put ourselves on peaceful here so that we can do this. I'm going to put myself in creative. I'm going to show you exactly how to make this guy. You're going to need some of these, which are, if we just do a mod.applied, these are the, where are they? ME assembler containment walls. So you're going to need to make a shape like this, and you can make these bigger, or I don't think you can go much smaller than this, but you can do these bigger. This is just how I do them. You first make the outline like that, then you add in the heat vents, and you got to put those basically all around in all of the empty spaces, except for in the middle, and on top. We're going to get to that now. So yeah, here. So now we can grab our ME pattern provider, our ME crafting CPU, and our ME heat vent. We put the pattern provider in there, we put our crafting CPU, and then we fill it up with the heat vent, and you're going to see this multi-block forms. I'm going to show you exactly what this guy can do. So we have a bunch of space to put this stuff. You can see we have a page worth of stuff. And then if you go over to here to our pattern encoder, this is another block from Applied Energistics, you can see we have some ME blank patterns, and those are just made with some Certus quartz and some glowstone iron glass. And we can actually encode recipes into this. So if we grab our wood in here, and we were to do that, it'll say that 2 oak wood planks equals 4 sticks, and we can encode that. So it uses up one of the blank patterns, and we now have an encoded pattern of 4 sticks and 2 oak wood planks. If we stick that guy right into there, you're going to see he goes up there, and since this is connected, our system is now going to recognize what's going on over there. So now we can craft sticks. So let's craft 4. Now, it's not going to craft them because we don't have any wood in there. So if we go to our crafting monitor, we can see exactly what we're waiting for in order to make the sticks. You can see we're missing wood. So now I can go, oh, okay, we'll stick some wood in there. And now you're going to see it's going to craft some sticks, probably. Maybe. It should. It's just probably taking a while. Or I'll just recraft. There. It crafted right away. So that was just a little fix right there. So that's basically the crafting big thing, multi-block. But there's also more stuff you can do using this guy, the ME interface. And I'm just going to show you the recipe for that guy. It's pretty simple, actually. You're just going to need a conversion matrix, which requires some fluix dust, which is quartz dust, and redstone. And this stuff is actually used to make the ME cable, too. So that's how you get that stuff, is from 3 fluix dust and some glass. But the ME interface basically allows you to interact with blocks other than just a crafting table. So like I have it on top of a furnace right now. If we connect our cabling over to our cabling over here, that'll work. The other thing you should note is the more cable you add, that's actually building up in here. You can see it has 13 cable. It interacted with all the multi-block stuff. So we're now using 19 units of energy per tick. And you see this guy's going down a little bit, but it's still not anything too insane. Now to get stuff to work in here, we're going to need to encode another pattern. And this time we're going to encode... No, I don't need to move that around. We need stone and cobblestone. So we're going to say that 1 cobblestone, we're going to clear that button. 1 cobblestone equals 1 stone. We're going to encode that. So now we have our encoded pattern for crafting stone. If we stick that guy in there, you're going to see that now shows up. And there's a weird lighting bug in the background, but that's not anything to be concerned about. If we head back over to our terminal, you can see we can now craft stone. So if we craft 1 stone, you can see this now lights up over here because it placed the cobblestone right in there. How neat is that? I think that is pretty awesome. And you can use this ME interface with basically any block from the Feed the Beast mods. You can use it on a carpenter from forestry, the rolling machine from railcraft, all kinds of the pulverizer from thermal expansion, all kinds of cool stuff. So now let's get a little more complicated. We're going to see what this guy is all about over there. It's a weird system I got, but I first got to show you these guys. These are import and export buses. This is just the basic. What the export buses do, they will take items out of the system, out of your ME network, and into another place. And then the import buses will take things out of that other place back into the system, and I'll explain that in a sec. But the basic will basically just do, if we want to export cobblestone, it'll export cobblestone. The precision, however, the best way that I can show the precision, and I'll show you in a sec with the honeycombs, but bees are the best way to do that. So let's just grab a simple forest drone, and I'll explain this by talking. If we were to place in here the precision export bus, and this guy had different traits from another forest drone. So like for instance, if this guy had a shorter life and this guy had a short life, and we had the short life going in there, it would always make sure that the short life goes into this thing if we had that in there. Now the fuzzy export bus, however, if we had the shorter life in there, it wouldn't allow the short life to, or it would allow the short life to go through as well. And I'll explain that more in depth if that didn't make sense in a sec using honeycombs, because it is a lot easier to explain. So now you're probably looking at this and going, okay, this looks really complicated, but I'm just going to explain. We got this energy cell powering these 2 controllers. And these are 2 different ME networks, so you can have more than one in your area. And we can see we have a simple 1K storage on here so that it can store items in our interface. And you can see we have some combs in here. It's the same on both sides. The only difference is this is a fuzzy export bus and this is a precision export bus. So the precision is saying I want exactly honeycombs, and our fuzzy is saying any kinds of comb, really, honey would be nice. So now if we connect our cable, you're going to see honeycomb goes right into there, and the oily comb goes right into there, even though we said only put in honey. But since it's fuzzy, it's going to take all the other combs. Now if we do the same on this side, the honeycomb's going to go straight into there, but the oily comb isn't. And that's because this guy's saying only precisely do honeycombs. And that's basically how you can automate putting stuff in and out, using automating bees even with forestry. As much fun as it is doing it by hand, you can do it automated using this Applied Energistics. And that's basically everything from the mod pack. I mean, you also have, you can make tools out of the quartz. I need to do it at mod.applied. You can make tools out of the quartz down here. You can also make a quartz wrench that's kind of, you can use a crescent hammer from thermal expansion to move these guys around. But the quartz wrench, if you didn't have any other mods installed, that would be what you would use. There's also a couple other blocks in here that you can play around with. I don't really use them. There's also a matter cannon, which I guess I could try out. I'm not positive. I think you just do this and then shoot them. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So there's a lot of stuff to fool around with, a lot of stuff to automate. And that's basically everything of Applied Energistics. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, tutorials, just leave a comment telling me what you'd like me to cover. I'm thinking about doing a forestry tutorial and just covering mostly everything in it, splitting it up into a couple videos. So if you'd be interested in seeing that, just leave a comment. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!